off to make sure those lurkers stay alive, but I think there's another observer in the mix. Does look like that is in case the fact that is in fact the case. Is in case the fact. Nice storm carpeting everything, and those reavers. Oh, this could be huge if those reavers get picked off. That's really going to hurt Bisu, and those Hydralisks completely worth it. Picking off those 2 reavers in that shuttle. More lurkers burrow, just wow, plowing in. What's my name, Mr. Plow here. Hoja just storming forward, and Bisu really regretting that attack. He does not have a lot of it. That was his entire army right there, pushing out, and Hoja not going for additional expansion. I think he was hoping that Hoja had just taken 2 quick expansions there. Nice storm on Bisu's part, but honestly, Hoja at this stage can just Sauron Zerg some troops forward. Although with the infinite storm that Bisu seems to have, I mean, geez, how many storms does he have? Not hitting a lot of those lurkers, though. It still looks like a significant lurker force out in the front. Now Hoja taking that lower 3 o'clock position. Dragoon getting absolutely slaughtered there. Looks like a pylon out to that upper position just to kind of check it out. Zerglings running up very quickly, taking care of that. And another Corsair being produced, seeing that they're, I guess that's just for scouting purposes. Let's see how quickly, if it can. I think Bisu's like, oh crap, I know he's at Hive Tech. What is he going to do at this stage? What is he going to hit me with? And he's seeing that 3 o'clock now. The question is what exactly can he do about it? And I don't know exactly what he can do. Hoja not all too concerned with that Corsair, letting him get the scout. Looks like with just a little bit of health left. Cycling back around some drones, now being transferred to that lower 3. And now Bisu looks like he's going to go up for another large attack. Unfortunately, I think Hoja is going to be in a pretty good position to stomp on this one as well, or at least threaten the main as well. So although, ooh, got another Reaver out to help guard that bridge, and just decimating those Zerglings, absolutely plastering them out on the floor. And so now Bisu runs into a bit of a starvation situation. If Hoja can hold this territory, he can take basically all the expansions along the right-hand side of the map, and he can just basically contain Bisu to these basically 4 bases. He's essentially at 3. I think his main's mined out at this stage, but essentially 3 bases because he's got that mineral only, which isn't giving him gas. I think his main's probably depleted at this stage. Archon getting picked off by a large grouping of Zerglings there. So Bisu's got to think about extending himself and pressing forward with this troop grouping, and he's going to have a hard time doing it against Hoja's mass right now. His huge army. He's already got some lurkers, some Zerglings in position to try to engage there, taking another expansion there in the upper left-hand corner about the 10 o'clock. It looks like he's sending another shuttle to try to pick something off. Scourge! Right there, waiting for it. Looks like it should be able to empty a Psy Storm going off, but not catching a lot there. And more Scourge just waiting along the way there. And again, I don't think 2 drones were worth it. Ooh, getting some nice drones otherwise. But was it enough? I don't think it's going to be enough, especially with the amount of hatcheries that Hoja has. I think he can replace those drones very, very quickly. And it looks like a latent Zealot able to get out there as well. So a couple Zealots and a couple High Templars somehow making it out. And let's see if Bisu follows that up with it. Yeah, he's going to follow that up with an attack out in the front while Hoja's distracted. Try to engage. And now a lot of observers out there. So the observers, those lurkers, although they're going to be able to do a lot of damage to those Zealots across the field, they aren't going to be hidden for very long. Looks like those observers in the backfield, even if he picks off 1 or 2, he's not going to be able to pick off all of them. But Bisu's going to get flanked, and I don't think he has enough troops, particularly against Cracklings, which I believe they are at this stage with the Adrenal upgrade. I'm not getting a good, solid look at their attacks to tell, but that is going to be able to usher it away. This is the thing, is Bisu can do a lot of damage on the initial, but the problem is the follow-up attack, the amount of Zerglings that can just stream out is just immense. And it looks like the secondary dry, that mineral-only dry, the 9 o'clock is the only producing base for Bisu, and this is unbelievable. I think Hoja might take this match from Bisu, which I can't even believe I'm saying. I might as well just say like random faced Zerg taking match from Bisu. That's like that's a headline if I ever heard one. More Zealots moving out, a couple Archons. Bisu needs to inflict some sort of economic damage, and I don't think he can do so with just little troop counts, little drops, little High Templar that he's sending out. Looks like he's sending up a Archon Zealot task force in this upper left-hand base. Just going to hope that there's not a lot of lurkers to greet this warmly. I think he was hoping to catch an expansion right there. He's not going to be able to hold that by lurkers and lings alone. We'll see if, and wow, morphing into a lot of Archons. Let's see if Hoja decides to switch it. I'm not sure how much gas he has in the background. I'm not seeing an Ultra Den, but if he switches into Mutalisk right now, I don't see Bisu having anything to really counter it. I think they just be able to cover too much territory too quickly, although the Lurkers will also get the job done for him. Looks like he's trying to gain some position here, but yeah, again, I just think he has too much territory and not enough troops to defend it. The Zergling's running up, just trying to pick away at certain things here and there, and I think Bisu's just going to get starved out through this late game. Spore colonies going up, as well as you always got to worry about those Dark Templars. Spore colonies, as well as Sunken colonies going up in the back of Hoja's base. And yeah, looks like Hoja is still running. His main still got some troops. Looks like he did manage to get another Templar drop in that back edge. An Archon morphing right there. A couple troops headed out that direction to take care of it. Some Scourge still out in the field, still patrolling at that corner. They haven't really stopped any of these drops, however. It looks like Zergling is actually being sent at that Archon in that corner. It's going to get a lot of kills. Just looked like it got 10 kills with just that. And a pretty sizable Zealot Archon army out in the middle of the field. A lot of Lurkers, a lot of Lings, and it looks like a Defiler in the mix to minimize that main damage for those Archons there too. But this is pretty Zealot heavy, so I don't think maybe a Plague would really soften those Zealots up. Looks like an Overlord just kind of checking things out in the backfield, wants to make sure that, see if Bisu's starved out or not. He is in fact seeing that Bisu's starved out, and I think Bisu's got one last hurrah, where if he can maybe decimate Hoja's army out in the middle of the field with just choosing, I don't know how you would do it, maybe just holding that ramp and using those Archons. Oh, there's the Plague. Oh, really melting those forces. Good counter storms here, but that Plague just makes those Zealots more like kittens. They no longer are manly. They, in fact, feel emasculated by that Plague. It's just like, I think maybe it's the color red, you know, the roses or whatnot. Although red and everything else makes them faster or stronger. In StarCraft, red is generally a bad color. Color of blood or bleeding or Zerg. It's a Zerg color is what it is. For Zerg, it's good. You go faster when you're red as Zerg, or it's your power color. But other units, when you're red, it's just like, uh-oh, kind of scary. Anyway, Zealots, Zerglings, some Lurkers going in. So they can attack uphill and do some splash damage against these Zealots, and they're all kind of crowding up here. Bisu trying desperately to try to get that Nexus up. I don't think it's going to last very long. He's still only mining at that 9 o'clock, producing a lot of Dark Templar to try to counter Ultralisks that he feels are kind of impending. I'm not seeing any units for Hoja out in the field. Hoja, it looks like he's producing Zerglings. He could go for a drop in the back of Bisu's base if he actually has it upgraded, and I don't think Bisu would be able to stop it. There's a lot of ways for Hoja to win this, and not a lot of ways for Bisu to win this. Bisu's in very much a bad defensive position. There's a drop right there, as I said it. Wow, way to go, Diggity, calling it right like 30 seconds before it happened. This is going to be Zerglings to pick off that Nexus and to pick off all these gateways. And it looks like Bisu's going to have to pull that attack force back, and he's going to end up losing that Nexus he just established in the meantime. So in a double bind, in a really bad situation, and he's meeting Lurkers the entire way, which it hurts. So the Nexus down, looks like he's going to lose a lot of his tech as well. Bisu Jijing know that he really doesn't have an opportunity to win it after this. And Hoja beating Bisu. Wow. Out of nowhere. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, thank you for listening. Moving on to set 3.